I might as well do that. I had I think it was 300 viewers on there the other day.
Awesome. We are live. Yay. This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories here today with the one, the only, the real and original, John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you today?
I am doing wonderful. I'm trying to go live on
Yep.
Facebook as we speak, and
Yeah.
maybe you can turn the camera around so everybody can see my ugly mug.
Yep. Last time you did that, though, it was kind of going up your nose. So I'm just
Uh-oh.
kidding, but not too much. Yeah, it's good to get the video out to people. People are seeing them on Facebook, which is super, super exciting. So as always, we're basing our conversation on John's experiences, which are outlined in his book, Stolen Identity, available on Amazon and all sorts of other great places. And then we have another book out there called The Historian's Tale with John and Mary Maxwell. Fabulous book. So if you don't have them, please look into them. They're also on John's website, which is the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. Check that out. One
I'm
other
going to
thing.
try something different here, Sue.
Okay,
You know,
I'm
um,
just going to talk.
yeah,
If you haven't heard about John's story, he's had a documentary made for him called The Quiet Journey TV. Okay. It is a 1 hour documentary, fabulous, and tells the story. So you get a baseline about what we're talking here. And like I said, the two books are fabulous as well. I'm just going to flip over quickly to the website while we have time and show you what it looks like. The real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. So here's the first page of the website. We've got a gallery with lots of photos. Okay, just lots of photos of John as a little boy, so you can see the resemblance. And then the one I like is the timeline, which shows major events in John's lifetime and kind of tells what the story is behind the scenes. Really super helpful to people that haven't heard the story before. If you want to donate to John to help him with his living expenses, not moving, um, his Cash App is here, $ The Quiet Journey. There's his mailing address, and you would make sure to make the checks out to David Quigley, which is his legal name at this moment. One last thing before we get started, John, the shop option. If you want to support John further by purchasing a healing pendant, here's the place that you go to buy them. Okay, so the healing pendants come in 5 colors and 2 different sizes, small and big. The one I'm going to show you here is a rainbow. Sorry, you can't really see the detail, but fabulous quality construction. But even more fun than it being a collector's item, it has healing and protective frequencies in it. So as you wear the pendant, you physically start to heal your body, your environment, and those around you. And it's got billions of frequencies in it, not just a few. So it will subtly or maybe in a major way start your healing process. And that's been provided by King Smarty. So this is the page where you get the pendants. They're not available anywhere else. Different colors beside rainbow are gold, rose gold, black, and silver. Okay. So John is trying to set up his we're going to do a Facebook Live at the same time. And are you all set up, John?
I think I am for being half-assed the way I am.
Well,
Um,
yeah,
I just pointed the camera towards the computer screen, so
yeah.
they're seeing me and you both.
Oh, good.
And if you want to join us, we are on YouTube with Sue Greenwald, Awakened Stories.
Awakened stories, yeah. So, so anyways, let's talk about what I've been doing, which is it's always about me in some fashion. I wrote John's book, Quest for Justice, and it was supposed to launch last week, and we talked about it. We were all excited about it. And this is like the third book that summarizes the story again in a different way. And our friends at Amazon decided they would not publish it. And in addition to writing the book, I had ordered some postcard flyers, 4x6s. They have the cover of the book, and on the back, they've got John's website, YouTube, and Telegram information, as well as a blurb about the book and a QR code for the website, right? All in one little piece of paper. I sent them to our friend Shannon, who goes to Dallas every week to promote John's story. And guess what? They magically disappeared. So I went on to Vistaprint where I printed these. I clicked the tracking number and it went to Amazon. What? And it said returned, could not be delivered to sender. They returned it for some bogus reason. So they do not want this story out, is my point. We're being censored and it's real. Like the censorship is real. I don't know how else to prove it to you.
Oh,
So
I experiment with it big
yeah,
time, and 100% this media has been taken over.
yeah,
They censor, and you know damn well it's our CIA.
yeah.
They're building Donald Trump up to make their one world order, and they don't want the truth out. They don't want the Epstein files out. They don't want the real JFK files out. It's all a bunch of lies.
Yeah.
And you were talking about your flyers disappearing in the mail. Mary Maxwell sent me a whole case of these books, the historian sale,
Yeah.
and they just disappeared.
Yeah.
They sent me a card that was in a little Ziploc bag that said sent.
Oops.
Yeah. So I got a little Ziploc bag with a card in it that said it was delivered. A whole case of books was a little Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
And no books, never seen them
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Yeah. So same with these postcards. I mean, I paid for them and had them, I did everything in good faith. I did it a while ago so we could have them for our book launch. And then they're missing. And then I find out Amazon was the shipper. Amazon is now working with Vistaprint to ship some things. And I'm like, oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so I
Well,
don't
if
know.
you're familiar with my first book, Stolen Identity, I exposed Bill Gates for him basically starting his business off of stolen government secrets. And I also exposed Mark Z of Facebook and how the cabal worked to put these people in to build them up to make them billionaires.
Yeah.
And guess what I saw this morning? Mark Zuckerberg sitting to the right of Donald Trump and Bill Gates sitting to the left of him. And then I made a post um, on Facebook this morning. I said, we are all better than Donald Trump. That was what I said in the post. We are all better than Donald Trump. I got so much hate. I'm a dumbass. I'm mentally ill.
Yeah.
Some galactic Skywalkers started talking to me saying I'm just a dumbass, this and that. And I went, how am I a dumbass when I just gave you a compliment? I guess you're not smart enough to see that it was
Yeah.
a compliment that you actually are intelligent. And I guess I was wrong. You're not that smart. But it was the idea of me making that post. And I now have, any second now, I'm going to have 35,000 followers on Facebook alone. And all the comments were hate for the first 20 minutes. And it's like, where'd my lions go? And
Yeah.
then I looked at some of these comments and they were my friends. These people actually friended me, told me they wanted to be friends just so they could leave these comments. It's rigged, it's fixed. You get on any one of these posts, and these people that say anti-Trump have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. And if you look at the comments on their posts that are anti-Trump, they all agree with these people. There's literally thousands of saying release the files. He's a pedophile. He's a rapist. This and that. But there's thousands of posts that agree with him. But when I make a post that say, "Hey, Donald Trump, he bankrupted 4 casinos, and we made him president to control our country," all I get is hate. So, these supercomputers that they have, they're segregating. They're actually throwing the haters towards me to try to get me discouraged.
Yeah.
The same way our CIA, starts wars. These lions are placed in with me, and then after so long, they have to hate me. It's part of the plan. I've had so many lions turn on me this week. Um, well, I shouldn't say they're lions because lions, they stick with you, through thick and thin. But a lot of people have turned on me, and it's like it's just part of the plan. Some people have said, "Oh, well, I shouldn't share that I hate Donald Trump." I'm exposing the truth, nothing but the truth. Hey, I'm John Kennedy Jr. There was a plot in our government to take over the United States of America, and I'm exposing these people that have done it. And Trump's at the top of the list. You know, my loved ones were murdered, and Trump helped sell the possessions. It's not made up. I didn't just pull this out of my ass, and people hate when I say that, but I didn't pull it out of my ass, people. It's the truth, and what you're seeing is the takeover of us. If you want to wave your flag for somebody that wants to enslave us and take our money and make them rich while we get poor, that's up to you. But I don't want to be one of those people kicking rocks down the road here. I really don't.
Yeah. So, how many listening, watching believe that the Trump that we've been seeing all these years is the real Donald Trump? Nobody? Nobody? So, what is the problem when John says Trump isn't the real person? Why do people get so inflamed? All right.
And
We
why?
know he's not the right person. He's not the
Right.
real person in office.
And everybody I talk to on the street, I mean, everybody. I don't think I've had one person not tell me our government isn't corrupt.
Right.
And, this is on the street. This ain't on the internet.
Yeah.
So everybody's telling me on the street that, hey, we know our government's corrupt. Well,
Yeah.
what the hell don't you get? If you already know our government's corrupt,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand half these people, but I
Yeah.
like playing around with these people's mental health, like the post I made this morning. I said we are all better than Donald Trump. We the people, we the people are better than government, better than these people placed in government to control us. And people got so hateful over that. I'm telling them, hey, we're better than people in government. Everybody knows our government's corrupt, but until you tell them on a Facebook post, then they oh, I mean, I heard it all. Not that I haven't heard it all before. I got mental illness. I'm just a dumbass,
Mhm.
and that's the cabal strategy.
Yeah.
Oh, you must be crazy, but the
What
cabal
happens
will
is
make you crazy.
if you don't go along with the party line, they belittle you. They don't like talk about the issue. They talk about you, the person, right? And that's the way it's been, right?
Oh,
And
now everything's
yeah,
to divide the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, but they're dividing the United States, we the people. They're dividing the people over their politics, and it's really crazy because
yeah,
it's done on purpose. They don't want us to unite, not
yeah.
whatsoever. Because if we unite, I saw a post yesterday. Now Donald Trump's talking about taking our Second Amendment away from taking our firearms away from us. It's all a plot for these billionaires. They don't want us to be able to fight back. They don't want a justice system anymore where we have a voice anymore at all. it's all rigged, people, against us, whether it's Donald Trump in office or some other schmuck in office. It's rigged against us. That's what I'm trying to get the point. We, the people, run this country, not we, the government, run this country.
And I want to point this out to people. John has literally met presidents face to face, hung out with Bill Clinton, seen Obama. You know what I mean? Like face to face. It's not like he's just fallen off the turnip truck. That's why it's so
Exactly.
funny. Yeah,
Um,
you've had experience. Now, you also have your experiences that have shaped your belief system, but you have seen what the body of Donald Trump in 1989 after the helicopter crash. That's why
I
you
was
believe,
shown so
yeah.
much. I was taken so much around, you know, all the way to sitting there watching George Bush make a painting of a bubble bath. And while he was painting that, me and this other Secret Service agent came up behind him. I was handed a gun, and this agent told me to shoot George Bush in the back of the head.
Ooh.
They did things like this to me. And I handed the gun back to him and I said, it's my job to protect these people, not to kill them. I don't know what test that was to see if I would really cap his ass or
Wow.
not. But yeah,
Wow.
I met so many people. I whispered in Obama's ear. I killed for Barack Obama. Straight up, killed for Barack Obama. Now, was it the right thing? I don't know. I don't know if I would do it again. I might just tell him to come in here and waste that motherfucker. I don't know, but you know, um, my job was to lay on the floor armed, and if anybody busted in the room, shoot them. Two men with AK-47s busted in the room, and I shot them both. I was laying in the dark on the corner of the bedroom. I did my job,
So let me
but
ask a question about that
why
story.
and how
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
you
sorry.
blanked out for a minute there. I probably said something too powerful, and now we're getting hindered a little bit here.
Well, I wanted to ask about when you were on the floor of Obama's room and you like shot these guys that were coming in to kill him. What happened next? Like, did someone take the bodies away? Like, what happened?
Yeah, and actually, one of the Secret Service agents walked, and you got to remember what I just told you.
Yeah.
It was a movie. It was a script. It was planned. They said, John, David, sit here. This is your job. You're going to lay here on the floor armed. It was all scripted. But the two men busted into the room with their AK-47s. I killed both of them. A Secret Service agent came in, picked up one of the weapons, and handed it to Barack Obama. Barack Obama was sitting on his bed admiring an AK 47. But yeah, that's a true story. But it's all how, I'm explaining how powerful, you know, these things are and how scripted. That's when I try to tell everybody in the world by my story I just told you, the story I just said right here. I killed two men. Now, were they set up to be killed? Did our CIA want them gone and have John Kennedy Jr. kill them? I don't know, but I killed two men. But the thing is, when I say Donald Trump's staged photo op where he pretended to get shot in the ear was 100% staged, people. It really, really was. I can't stress it enough how things are so rigged and people believe they're nonsense. And yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going now, Sue. I just spilled a lot, but
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I did interrupt you, but I'm just going to say this. In like kind of researching your story now, by accident, coincidence, I learned some things in the past couple of weeks that are huge. So when this story comes out, this is like one of the top stories ever in our society. It's going to lead to so much more,
yeah, MK Ultra
so much more.
is such a powerful tool. It really, really is. Because you can put those two guys that came into Obama's room to kill them under MK Ultra. You could put me under MK Ultra. MK Ultra is a device. You can get Secret Service agents under MK Ultra. It's the best tool for a secret because you can have somebody under MK Ultra doing a job like doing a job of a Secret Service agent, but then when you wake them back up a week later, 3 days later, they wake up and they have no idea what they did. They
Right.
have no idea they just killed two people. They have no idea they just went into somebody's room and stuck them behind the leg with a needle. They had a heart attack. They have no idea any action that they do. And with that said, it's such a powerful tool, like I've said over and over again. You can place somebody behind the wheel of a
Right.
car. You can make them drive in head on collision into somebody. You can make them drive into a brick wall. It's that big of a tool. It's the CIA, our Secret Service, and FBI's dream weapon against we the people. It's been used on me my whole life. Maybe that's why I know so much about it and can share. Because when you're put under MK Ultra a million times, you start to wake up and remember all the things that they've been having to do.
Right. Right.
That's where a lot of my stories come from, is the other side of my brain where I was on MK Ultra shooting two guys coming in to kill Barack Obama, or a gun handed to me telling me to kill George Bush. And that was George Bush Jr., by the way, not
That was my
Senior.
question earlier. Yeah. Yeah. So, wow. So, what I've heard before is the more often you're mind wiped, hypnotized, whatever you want to call it, the easier it is for your memories to come back as time goes on. So,
Well,
your memories are starting to come back. Like you see
and
new
here's a great
photos.
example.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to
Nope.
interrupt, but
Nope.
while I'm remembering, it's a great example. Henry, brother Henry, he's awesome. I love that man. He pulled up some pictures of me out of a magazine. I asked him because I was getting all kind of hate from the picture of me on Facebook with Sonny Barger. And it was right out of a magazine. I remembered it, but I couldn't remember the magazine. So anyway, I asked Henry about it. He brought it up. And he also found some more pictures of me playing ping pong as a little kid. And I looked at that picture and I was like, I know how to play ping pong. I'm a badass ping pong player. I hadn't played ping pong since then. But I remember, the sand paddle is where you can put the spin on the ball. And I was like, yeah, a sand paddle. There's actually sandpaper on the ping pong
Right.
paddle. And
Right.
I was remembering I used to play all the time. And then they brought me back to the Quigleys and the ping pong paddles disappeared. But crazy memory when you have
Right.
handlers and they're handling you from a, a spot like I was at the Quigleys, and then they picked me up at the Quigleys and took me somewhere to play ping pong and take pictures of me for a magazine. And then I see those pictures and brought back a lot of memories. And I was like, I made a post of it yesterday on Facebook. It's like, I want to play some ping pong just to see if I still know how to play it. And I bet you
Yeah.
I could. I pictured myself just whacking that ball like crazy. But I
Yeah.
played ping pong with all these kids for freaking weeks and weeks. We played ping pong. And then I saw that picture and it was like, wow, the memories that they suppressed from me all the way to playing ping pong. Anyway, I need to get up and take a break for just a second, Sue.
Well, I'm good for talking, so yay.
Thank you.
So we're going to go back to the website, guys. And I am able to see comments today. So if you have questions, bring them there. But I did see one about where the postcards were shipped from. I think it was like North or South Carolina or somewhere. So whoever, someone is controlling Amazon, whatever's happening, they're ordering them not to fulfill the orders that I've been placing, which is quite offensive. I'm just trying to do my part, but I'm going to continue. So, yay. We're showing the pendants again. That's a major hint for those that don't have the pendants. They are good. They're really good quality. They are collector's items that are wearable if you choose to do so. And they have the healing and protective frequencies. So down on the page, there are a list of the frequencies and things like that, but there's billions of them. Too many to list here. Okay. And if you keep going down on the shop page, we've got the Quiet Journey hoodie and t-shirt where you can order right there. Okay. And all of the proceeds from this goes directly to John for his living expenses. Oh, you're back. Back to
I am
you.
back, and I heard you talking, and
Yeah.
it's crazy how they hinder this. I think I've only sold 5 t-shirts.
Yeah.
I sold one the other day, um, and I was asked about it on the internet, but I sold
Yeah.
one the other day. So I think I've only sold 5 in the past six
Wow.
months.
Yeah.
But that's how we're hindered
Yeah.
and blocked from getting the truth out.
Yeah.
It's really sad how they're keeping us suppressed in all of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and while I was away, I kept thinking, Mark Zuckerberg, Donald Trump, and Bill Gates sitting at the same table. They're
Ah.
building up their crew, they're building up their agenda for their one world order. I was a kid with a walkie talkie, and I was giving Bill Gates, while he was building the home computer for everybody, now everybody's got one in their home, and I was on a walkie talkie. If he had a problem, I would walkie talkie as a child to the people, giving Bill Gates government secrets. People, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. And I was there talking about Facebook. Facebook was started by the Monopoly card. If you got the game Monopoly, go to look at Boardwalk. It's just like a Facebook post. And that was my idea in the first place, to get that Monopoly card and be able to send the whole card to your friends, your loved ones, and your neighbors. And then all of a sudden, you have Facebook, and all these Monopoly cards are now Facebook posts, sending it to each and every one. They put these people in power through government intel, and they're getting rich, and they're putting their people in a place for the rich, not for me and you, not for any of us, but their club. And we're not invited to their club. You wouldn't want to be invited to their club because it's a satanic organization where all they care about is themselves, straight up. But I was taught to see the unusual. I really was. We were headed to Russia. I was on the yacht, the Christina, and I was standing there next to Aristotle Onassis, he was definitely CIA. And he was saying, you have to look at all angles, upside down, sideways. Aristotle Onassis was telling me this, just like the great generals. They don't just see what everyone sees. They got to analyze it and see all the angles and everything, get all the details of what they're actually seeing. And how I remember that day is because they put something on the deck of that yacht. So the Russians would see that symbol that was on the yacht deck. And that meant it was okay for them to continue. It was the little things like that that were done. So why was Aristotle Onassis taking us to Russia? Um, I can't tell you that. I don't know. But there's a lot of Russian influence in what's going on in our government to this very day. If you ask me, no Russian hoax, people, just communism wanting to control us. Russia, the way Russia's got is all orga. I can't even say that word. But anyway, it's basically built on rich people that have airplanes, yachts, billions of dollars that run the country. That's what they are trying to do with America. They keep us slaves. We, the people, don't have a voice, and they stay rich. It's the same thing. And people don't get what I'm trying to share. People don't get why my father was executed, why my uncle was executed, why my mother, my sister, and my aunts, uncles were executed, cousins were executed. and replaced. So when they were replaced, all that money went to the rich. All their money, they were being murdered for their money, for their power. And it's a communist thing, straight up. But people don't understand why what I'm getting at, trying to share my story. And people say, I'm the crazy one. I got to be crazy to try to get the story out to some of these lunatics. I really do. Um,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
all the hate that I get for
Yeah.
trying to save this country, to save the children and everything else, to help the victims of all these government operations and everything else that they do, all the Epsteins in the world. My files are bigger than the Epstein files. You look on the internet, everything's release the files, release the files, release the files. Release my files. Release the real John Kennedy files. You know, my father was executed. My mother was executed. My sister, release that to the world, but they won't do it because it exposes them for being the criminals that they are, just like the Epstein files. If they release the files, it's exposing them for being criminals. If they release my files, it's for basically saying, hey, yeah, our government is a murder crime ring. These people kill and steal, and they've been doing it. They've been getting away with it. So they won't release my files. They won't release the Epstein files. And in 6 months, if you get the Epstein files, they had been made up, written. They'll probably have the best authors in the world in there saying, it's all good. Donald Trump was never there.
All the names were taken off. But let me pose this idea by you. Okay. So today's photo that we saw was Donald and Melania sitting next to Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. Okay. So that's going around now. We know many of them are no longer with us here on the earth plane. Okay. What if that photo's going around for a purpose of showing the corruption? Who's in, we'll call it in cahoots, who's working with who? All right. Doesn't that show the average citizen who's kind of starting to doubt things out there, who's working with who?
Right.
And maybe that photo is a good thing because we're seeing it. Now we know that they're not around. We know that they're not the originals. They're not, this or that. We know that. But the average person doesn't. So maybe there's a bigger picture to seeing that picture, right? That the average person looks at it and says, "What? They're friends? Oh my God, the
No,
corruption
Kitty.
is real," right?
Kitty, no. Come on. Come on.
Well,
Come on.
anyways, I believe that's my opinion why the photo's out there. Like a lot of what we see is not real. Most of what we see is not real. It's fabricated, and I like to think it's for a bigger reason than we can understand. It's to expose the corruption that's out there. It's to expose who's working with who. Your brain sees it, and then you start to put two and two together, why this system is wrong, and
Kitty,
who's
kitty
working with who.
interference here, too.
Yeah, little fluffy interference. So, anyways, that's what I think about these photos because I see them all the time. You've got Trump with, like, we'll call it an enemy leader or this or that. You hear the story about the press conference or what they're doing. None of that's real.
Yeah.
Like, don't get worked up about it. None of it's real.
Like I saw Donald Trump and Putin when Putin went to Alaska. No, Kitty. Um, but right when he first got there, it showed Donald Trump and Putin in the back of the limousine. And these guys were smiling and laughing and
Yeah,
having a ball. I was like, no, this ain't real. They would be more like stone cold. They
yeah,
wouldn't be all, oh shit,
yeah,
let's go
yeah,
play some
yeah,
golf and let's
yeah.
go bang some 13-year-old little kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's not real. It's not
these
real.
these bad guys are all working together. Now, these are not the real original bad guys, but they're placeholders. They're there to show us the corruption out there so that the people that are not yet awake, still after all of this, which is mind-blowing in itself, see these photos and see these like news releases, and they're like, that doesn't sound right. These guys aren't good. Why is he working with him? Why are they doing that? Oh, maybe there is censorship, right? Or whatever it might be. They're starting to put it together, but oh my golly, how much longer, right? That's what we're thinking. How much longer is it going to take for these guys to get the bigger picture? I don't know.
The
Yeah.
kitty's really like getting in my face.
Yeah.
Robin, let Bubba out, please. He's running around the house here looking for the kitty or something. I don't know what's going on with these two.
So, I had a question a minute ago up for you. What is your favorite gemstone that you've never had?
I ain't really had any. I mean, I had rings when I was driving truck. I would buy them on eBay.
Yeah.
Um, I like sapphire, the blue sapphire. I really do.
Okay. Well, good answer, because I like that one too. All right, so that's what somebody asked. And then another person asked if you still had a chip or a tracker in you. I can answer that. No.
And
Okay.
I've always liked the red ruby, but I think that was
Back to the
because when
jokes.
I was on Aristotle's yacht, we would go to oh, I'm so bad with names, wherever they dig for rubies. But my mother Jackie had a little red ruby ring, and Wayne had a hold of that little ruby ring, and there was a container full of dead bodies. And he grabbed that ruby red ring, and at least he made believe that he threw it in those dead bodies, and he was like, "That's your mother's ring. Go find it." So as a little kid, I was actually climbing over dead bodies, fat, bloated, stinky bodies, looking for my mother's little red ring. And that's the kind of training they give you so you don't fear death or whatever it
Yeah.
was all about. But that's the
Yeah.
things that are done by people within our government. And that was done to me. And,
Right. Right.
but yeah, I've always liked the little red ruby type thing.
Yeah. Rubies and the sapphires. All right, cool. All right. Now, so you may or may not have seen the video I did a few days ago about vampires. Okay, we're way off road here on this one. But I've had visitations, all right? And they don't want this story out. All right? They don't want the story out. So they're sending all sorts of disruption, speed bumps, annoyances, irritations, hindrances, whatever it might be, in every respect to our lives, because they don't want the story out. This story is one of the biggest in our, I don't know, society slash civilization.
Did,
It's going
did
to
you
bring
make it?
along
Did
a
you
lot
make a
more.
video on your channel about the vampires?
Yeah, I did.
Is it being hindered?
I've got several. So basically this, we're way off road here, but I had some tapping on my window about a week ago. It was the 17th of August. And it tapped, 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 and then it started throwing stuff around my deck. Like I have a little deck. And, then when I was in bed, it woke me up, pounding on the wall and my window in my bedroom, but I'm on the second floor. There's nothing to support anything there. And then it went upstairs above me and was stomping. So that's a real summary version of the story. But that is not the first time. Okay. And the funny thing is, I literally laughed. Okay. Normally I'd get a little scared. I was like, get out of here, dude. Get out. It was kind of funny. All right. So I, I mean, I don't like what they're doing to us at all. It is offensive. It wastes our time. It wastes our energy. We're disrupted. We're discredited and all of that. But look at the lengths they're going to prevent the story to get out there. Right?
It's crazy. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Um, One crazy thing is, I'm going to share this. Everybody's been talking about Donald Trump's hand lately and how there's a bruise on it. But when I was in real young, when I was in school, I would actually sit there. I wouldn't do any homework. I wouldn't do the work the teacher would tell me. I wouldn't. my whole childhood of going to public school or private school or whatever was I diddled, diddled, I doodled.
Doodled. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I would
no.
doodle. I would draw swastikas. I would draw SS symbols. A lot of Hitler stuff. I would draw figure eights. One day I was drawing a figure eight, and not the school teacher. The school teacher was in front of the class, but a man came up and seen that I was drawing figure eights on my paper, and he grabbed that paper and he said, "We don't do that here." And maybe something got to him because I think the figure eight is a symbol of a twin. So I was sitting there drawing a figure eight, and the man grabbed it and said, "No, you can't draw that." Um, I've always had the symbol the SS. Even when I was a truck driver and unloading trucks, I would always put SS on the back of the truck, meaning Secret Service. Um, but that was just something I did. But as far as the figure eight goes, I want everybody to see that on my hand.
Oh,
I went to the doctor last year, and but it's a figure eight. It's like the mark of the devil. Gosh darn it! But anyway, I went to the doctor. She said, "Yeah." She showed me pictures, other people's pictures that have that on their hands like that. She said, "Yeah, we could get rid of it. It's pricey. It takes about 6 months to treat it, but she said it doesn't hurt anything." And I was like, "Well, I ain't worried about it. Maybe it'll go away on its own." But it's actually gotten a little bigger. But it did look like a figure eight. Now it's just kind of looking like a potato. But
it-
I thought it was ringworm because of my cat here. And I asked the doctor, and she was like, "No, that is not ringworm. That's something else. It has to do with diabetes." I think she told me. I think it has to do with the medicine on for my heart failure and the diabetic medicine. But anyway, I just kind of blew it off if it takes 6 months to treat. But I just thought that was really strange, me having that mark on my hand like that, the mark of the beast or whatever.
so that just appeared on your hand like it wasn't there your whole life or whatever?
Yeah, no, it's been there about a year now.
Okay.
Um,
Is it like a scar or just raised?
it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's something under the skin in the shape of a figure eight that's raising the
Interesting.
skin up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll cut into it just to see what it does.
No, no, no. I think you should just let it lie. And also to me, figure eight, it's a symbol of infinity, but it's abundance. That's what it means to
Hey, I'm
me.
ready for that. But no,
Yeah, me
I
too.
shared it with my doctor, and my doctor looked it up and told me no,
Yeah.
it's not ringworm because I thought this cat here that's always pestering me had something to
Yeah.
do with it. And
Yeah.
it's all good though. It's not nothing fatal. It's just I got a figure eight
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah. Just had a viewer say to put castor oil on it. Castor oil gets rid of parasites and all sorts of great stuff. It's a really, especially when you get the food grade, but you can put it all over your skin and it's really good for you in so many ways. So that's a little plug there. Okay.
Yeah, they told me I had stomach cancer last year too, and I've been doing the cleanse thing. Here a few months ago, a couple months ago, I really had
Yeah.
a lot of stomach pain. And when they tell you you have stomach cancer, and then every day you have a terrible stomach ache over and over all day, 24
Yeah.
hours, you're like, okay, the cancer's getting worse. But anyway, I've been doing the cleanse thing and the ivermectin and that kind of stuff, and
Yep.
always wearing my Smarties
Yep.
pendant,
Pendant.
and
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
it's all good. But
Yeah.
damn, every time I go to the doctor, they tell me I got freaking cancer of the lungs or butt cancer or whatever, this and that, and it's like already,
How do these doctors keep in business, I wonder? Oh, operations,
yeah,
testing, all sorts of stuff. We're supporting their lifestyle.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're
So
supporting their golf balls.
that's a whole nother conversation. But I've seen friends that they hear the C word, right? Cancer, and they freak out and they have every test and every operation and treatment known to man. And of course, then they do usually not make it because
Yeah.
they're harming their body so much with those treatments, you know?
Well, like 2 years ago, they told me I had cancer.
Yeah.
They gave me a blood test. They said, "Yeah, you got cancer." I went to the cancer doctor. They
Yep.
said, "Yeah, you got minus cells or something. We're going to do this test on you, that test." So I went 5 or 6 times to
Hmm.
the cancer doctor. I talked to King Smarty, and finally I went like the fifth time to the cancer doctor, and the doctor's like, "I don't even know why you're here. You don't have no signs of
Yeah.
cancer."
Yeah.
And I called Smarty and I said, "Hey, Smarty, they say I don't have cancer." And he said, "Well, of course you don't, dumb shit." I got a kick
Yes.
out of that though.
Yeah, yeah, that's so funny. That's so funny. But people are they're programmed and conditioned. The doctor has the authority, right? So if the doctor says you need this pill or that, they don't subscribe a what you could do to prevent or to eliminate the disease, but here's a pill, right? Because everyone's making money off that. Insurance
You
companies,
know.
pharmaceuticals, the doctor's offices. Like I don't subscribe to that, you know.
Well, a lot of people might not know, but in 2013, they actually killed me in the hospital. I believe my heart stopped. I woke up. I had burns, holes poked in my lungs. I mean, they really did a number on me in 2013.
Yep.
And that all started from where they stick the scope up your rear end, the camera.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do it about a year ago now here when they said I tested positive for cancer. So they wanted to do that again. And I kept remembering 2013. And I'm lucky to
Yeah.
be alive after 2013. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
declined it. I said, no, I'm all good.
Yeah.
And I saw the doctor not too long ago, um, a week or so ago. I don't remember when it was, but she was like, "Yeah, you denied that test." And I like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, it's all good."
Awesome. Awesome. Because, they're looking for something. Okay, so here's just a short story, different topic. I took my cat to the vet, which was a huge mistake. I usually don't, but the cat had a cold and I just wanted some advice. Well, they looked for something wrong.
Yeah,
And it took them hours. It took me, they made me pay the bill. I mean, I ranted and raved because I did not order testing, but they were trying to find something wrong and they couldn't. But yet they wanted me to pay for the tests. So that's what they do with us. Everyone has we're not perfectly symmetrical. We've got different things going on. They're looking for stuff wrong so they can charge you to fix it, right?
right.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Me
Okay.
either.
Yeah. Okay. Another viewer question. Would you like a copy of the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Oxford Illustrated History of Modern War? Do either of those interest you?
Um, I don't really read. I'm more a picture looker at her.
Yep.
So if it's got lots of pictures, that would be way cool. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm manifesting for this healing center. I plan on the proceeds to the book go to a healing center, see what we can figure out from there,
Yep.
because I want to have a real museum. I want to have all these. They have made so much money off of my father's
Yep.
execution, and
Yep.
they're making so much money off my family to this day, and it's the imposters
Yep.
that are making that money.
Yep.
So I would really like to have a place where somebody can stop by and look at the memorabilia that people have sent me.
Yep.
And we got a little place here. I had to make a storage unit to put a lot of the books and things that people send me in. But I really, I'm looking forward to
Right.
an office, a church, a healing center, whatever you want to call it, where people can come, stop by, check out the letters, the love letters that people have sent us, and inspiration, and then display cases with a lot of. I mean, I got it all over. It's actually cluttering up my desk, but um, I would love to put stuff like this on display at the healing center,
Right,
and it's coming someday. It
right.
really is.
It is.
But I get a lot of that stuff, and it just kind of builds up. But some of the books and stuff that people have sent me, it is crazy photos. It brings back a lot of memories of me as a child.
Yeah,
That these
yeah.
pictures aren't, just on the internet, but in a book.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, and I support that healing center. You're going to have it. And I told you, this is the year for disclosure. We're getting the story out there. Okay. So bad guys go away. And any proceeds from the book, John will put into his account to spend as he free, wants, but to go toward that center. And then we can all
Yeah.
meet in person, which
No,
will be
I'll
amazing.
make a special account, and
Yeah.
when we sell a book, I'm going to put that in that savings
Yeah.
account.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like broke down on the side of the road and I need $1 for gas or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But but yeah, I really
Awesome.
in my heart want a healing center. So basically, I can get some people to run when I'm dead and gone. It'll live on in history, and we can help some people along the way.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it's all
Well,
about, helping others. When we go, we can't bring nothing with us. We might as well leave something nice when we go so others can enjoy it,
yeah.
and that we can keep helping others even after we're gone.
You're always extremely generous, and I hope people appreciate that. You give away books and all sorts of things. And I'm just thinking about last year during the holiday season, you basically raised a lot of funds and clothing for that one family with the kids. And, you could have asked for stuff for yourself and spent your
I,
effort
I,
that
I
way.
probably had the best Christmas of my life though
Yeah.
with people sending things.
Yeah.
More than likely when 2 years ago when I met Robin, I mean, she bought me an assault rifle for Christmas. I was like, this is my best Christmas ever. It is. So yeah, it's been wonderful. But I was thinking about those kids the other day. They had a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Christmas
Yeah.
because of our efforts. Um, Maybe we can do something again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, the doctors are looking for something wrong so they can charge you. It's all about money, using the common person for their, whatever they want, their money, their energy, their ideas, their labor, whatever it is. We're catching on, slow but sure, right? We know that there's corruption. We know that they're not truthful. They're not here for our benefit. We think we vote for people for our benefit. They're going to help us. Really? Like, after how many years can we go through that false belief and not look around and see what they've actually done to us and what they're doing to us now, right? Ugly, ugly. So,
While I'm thinking of it, Sue,
yeah,
um, it's been a couple weeks of a lot of the haters, a lot of the lions that have turned. But I just want to say, that could be part of the program. I don't know, but I see a lot of it lately of people that I would invite over here for dinner, give them the shirt off my back. I just want to
yeah,
say, thank you for your support. But
yeah,
there's a lot of controversy, and it's like, please, all you people, try to get along. It's all about the story, getting the truth out,
yeah,
making the world a better place, helping the children, and that's what it's all about, the future
exactly,
of our country.
exactly.
So stop with the little bullshit. It's all good. It's all good. If somebody makes a comment you don't like, just blow it up. It's
Yeah,
all good.
yeah,
I appreciate all you lions all the time. And I just hate seeing everybody fighting over
yeah,
things they shouldn't be fighting over. Think of the real cause and why we're doing what we're doing for the justice of it all, for the future of this country and the future of the world. But
exactly.
um, I just want to thank everybody for all they do.
Yeah,
I've got 1,000 messages on Facebook that I can't answer. There's people send me 9, 10 messages. It's like you got 10 messages from this person, and I don't have the time to sit there and message 1,000 people. So while I got you guys on here and on Facebook, thank you. I love you. I can't do it without you. I appreciate it, but um, I got to go wash my motorbike, people. My motorbike's been
Priorities.
sitting out there. There was a thunderstorm last night, so it's got mud all over it and dirt from flying around, and but it's been sitting out there for a month
Yep.
now, and all I want to do is go wash my motorbike, and I
Yep.
don't have time to do that. So I don't have time to sit on the phone and say thank you, I love you. So you're hearing it from me now with all my heart and soul. Thank you guys for everything you do all
Right.
day long, for making videos, sharing videos, and your support. It's wonderful.
Right. Right. And I thank you, John, for, being persistent, like getting the story out there. You've had a hard life, and it hasn't gotten any easier with getting the story out there. But, well, actually, it has maybe a little because you have support. We're with you. We're
Yeah.
right with you. So don't forget that,
But they
okay?
still got us in that bubble. They're still hindering us all.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, we're gonna look back and laugh about that though. Maybe they win this like small battle, but in a year we're gonna look back and say, "Oh, too bad they're not around now."
yeah,
Right?
it's coming out. The truth's coming out, and
Yep.
I'll be able to say,
Yep.
I will definitely be able to say, I told you so.
That's right. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for all your work, John, and we'll be talking with you soon. And thank you guys that are watching.
Yeah.
All
Thanks,
right.
Sue.
Bye-bye.
Facebook, thank you so much for sticking around. I will be posting mine and Sue's version that you just got to get a glimpse of